Hey guys, Willpower64 here, bringing you back to another part of Diddy Kong Racing. In the last part, we finished the Silver Coin Challenges here. We also finished Icicle Pyramid. And we defeated Bluey on the second round. Something I should point out, every time you beat a boss on the second time, the door will change. Instead of having Wizpig on the door, it will have the genie, putting things back in the proper order. This time, Bluey recommended that we do the trophy race, which is what we're going to be doing. We will be doing the trophy race.
Trophy race. Everfrost Peak.
Snowflake Mountain trophy race, round 1, Everfrost Peak. Now, trophy race is exactly the same thing as it was in Dino Domain. It is the 4 races back-to-back Grand Prix. Get as many points as you can. Watch out for the racers because they're going to be a lot harder this time. So, while we're doing the trophy race, I want to point out something that I guess the game doesn't even mention, but I will mention here. A story. Yes, Diddy Kong Racing has a story. It is never mentioned in the game. Eventually Diddy Kong Racing got a remake for the Nintendo DS, which, that'll be a topic for another time. But we're going to be talking about the story in this one. As I mentioned, the DS version actually makes note of the story of this game. So, where does one find out about the story of Diddy Kong Racing? Well, the only way you were going to find out about it is in the manual for Diddy Kong Racing. Back on the N64 boxes, when people actually, if they kept their boxes, they would have read the manual and would have found out about, well, the story for Diddy Kong Racing. The only other place you were able to hear about the story was actually if you also have the Nintendo Power Book of Diddy Kong Racing or the guidebook. These were your only ways of knowing about the story of this game. So, what is it? Why is Diddy here on this island? Why is he not on DK Island? What is this mysterious person called Wizpig? What's going on? Why are these characters racing? Well, here's how it goes. Diddy was relaxing on his island when Squawks the Parrot arrived with a letter. That letter came from this island, known as Timber Island. Funny enough, Timber is not the owner of this island. I'll get to that in a bit. Diddy starts reading the letter, find out it was addressed to him from his buddy Timber, saying, "Help." Right away, Diddy got very interested in this, so he kept on reading it, informing that a mysterious creature from outer space called Wizpig arrived and took over Timber's island. Now, Timber does have parents, the Tigers, but Timber's parents were actually visiting DK's island at the time. Diddy, of course, was gonna wait for his friend to get in big trouble with his parents, knowing his island, where the Tigers lived, were being run by a mysterious, evil alien pig. Diddy decides to go help out his friend. He, of course, Diddy brings along his 2 friends, Banjo the bear and Conker the squirrel. But if anybody who's played the Donkey Kong series knows, the Crunch, the Kremling, is an enemy of the Kong family. So where did he get involved? How did he get involved with all this? Well, Crunch, along with another Kremling, noticed Diddy running towards Timber's island. The Crunch wanted to figure out what Diddy was going to do. What was going on? The other Kremling, on the other hand, didn't want to go, so instead reported back to the boss, aka King K. Rool. This obviously had no effect in the game because King K. Rool or Donkey Kong or any other of the Kongs, as a matter of fact, don't even appear in this game. Only Diddy Kong. Back on Timber's island, Timber, Pipsy, Tip Top, and Bumper were worried, knowing that Wizpig has now taken over the island. He has turned the 4 guardians of the island against Timber. We've already faced 2 of them, Tricky the Triceratops and Bluey the Walrus. So there's still 2 more guardians we haven't seen yet. Wizpig decided to make a giant face out of him on the side of the mountain, which we see up in the hub world. Things got even more serious when Timber noticed that Taj, the genie, came out from the mountain, where the genie likes to stay. He likes to kind of just keep himself away from everybody else, let everybody else do their own thing. but decided to come down and help. Eventually, one of the best racers on the island, a character called Drumstick, decided to take on Whizpig. This, however, did not go well. For Drumstick decided to go race Whizpig, and Drumstick was never seen again. No one knows what happened to him. Maybe we'll see him, maybe we won't. At this point, Timber got desperate and called for Diddy to help him out. Eventually, Diddy arrived. Everybody was excited. Diddy came by with 2 of his friends and a surprising Kremlin, which brought the total to 8 racers. Eventually, everybody started to go around the island and start doing the races around here, with which Whizpig actually put a spell on these areas, which is why there are golden balloons everywhere, why the Guardians decided to make the Silver Point challenges and all this stuff. Now, where does TT get involved with this? I think TT is actually a member of the island, and I think TT obviously is the time trial clock, but I also think he had these challenges or mini games for everybody to play, but I think Whizpig locked them. He grabbed the key and locked them, breaking TT's amulet. I think that's what it is. Don't correct me on that. This is what I'm assuming. I think that's how it goes. But that is roughly the idea of Diddy Kong Racing. Why we are racing the Guardians of the island, who this mysterious person is. So that is the story of Diddy Kong Racing. Again, we don't find out much about the story until, well, actually, you never find out about the story. You only find out the story if you had the manual for Diddy Kong Racing, if you had the box, or if you had the guidebook. The game never mentions the story, which is really weird. Like I mentioned, I'm just gonna speed boost so I can see. Oh, gee, that didn't go well. Never mind. Anyways, that's why I wanted to mention. That's why I wanted to mention the story here, because the game never tells you about it. You never find out about the story until ever, unless you have the manual or you decide to look it up. Again, the remake, or I guess, yeah, the remake, I guess I can call it, of Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo DS mentions this. They mentioned the story briefly. They actually mentioned it at the very beginning to give it like a rough idea. Not everything is mentioned in the remake version, though. Only the fact that Whizpig is on the island, he's chasing Timber and his friends, and Timber calls for help. Again, I won't go over the DS version of Diddy Kong Racing. That is a topic for a whole other time. For now, we're looking at this. So, the trophy race is almost done. We've reached the final race, and I say we got a good lead. Again, if you have a hard time with the races, trying to... Oh, man, whoa! Double explosion on these landmines. Dang. I don't know if that was a chain reaction or whatever. But anyways, again, if you're having a hard time with these races, the green boost, as I like to call it, is definitely worth using if you're having a hard time. Try to get 10 bananas. Whoever character you want, really. If you can... everybody but Crunch. I wouldn't recommend Crunch. If there's Crunch fans out there, sorry. He ain't a good character. I'm sorry. But anyways, the race is coming to an end. We came in first place in all of these races. I say we did a pretty good job. And why not? Alright, let's see how things turned out in the end. So, we came first, Diddy came second, Banjo came third, Conquer came fourth, Pipsy came fifth, Tip Top came sixth, Crunch seventh, and Timber 8th. Timber, you're not doing a good job of defending your island. You're really not. But that is it. That is the trophy race done in Snowflake Mountain. That is it. Snowflake Mountain is done. We have no reason to come back here whatsoever. So let's go see TT just to make sure we have everything. Even though I already know we have everything, but just want to see it. There we go. So we got half of everything now. We got 2 out of the 4 keys, 2 out of the 4 trophies, and 2 and 2 out of the 4 of the 2 amulets. And we have 20 balloons.
Okay.
It's pretty good. All right. Let's head back to the main island. see what we got to do there.
I challenge you to a race.
Plane challenge. Test your flying skills. You must race me around the island. Well, as you noticed, this was a car. We had a car challenge, we had a hover challenge, and now we've got the plane challenge. And also, I love the sound of this music. Just listen to it. Something about, like, wintry Christmas music is just so good. Alright, let's go. The plane challenge is very similar to the hover challenge. You kind of go the same route. The only difference is you don't go in the underground tunnel that we went through on the hovercraft. Instead, we kind of go like if we were going to go to World 2. Anyways, over here, down the sledge. This race is pretty straightforward. There's not much to do. It's the same race as last time. But, yeah, that's really it, actually. Wizpig now. If you notice Wizpig, right on his nose, he's got a nose ring. Every time you add a piece of the magical amulet, or the Wizpig amulet, I should say, obviously, part of his face will start to change. It'll be added on like if it really was, like part of an amulet right there. The TT amulet, however, what's going to happen if we collect all of that, let alone the Wizpig amulet? What's going to happen if we collect them all? Only time will tell. Alright, now we're on our final lap. Now, you're probably wondering where the next world is going to be. Well, we've kind of passed the world several times. It's going to be in this area right here. See that little island just on our left? That's where we're going next. So, over here. And with that, that is it for the race. And why not? Loop-de-loop! And the genie hit us. Ouch.
Hello, friend.
Well done. Take this reward. That was my last challenge. You have done well.
Bye-bye for now.
Perfect. We got ourselves our next balloon. Alright. I'm going to get the genie. Get him to come over here. Cool.
Friend. Select you.
And we are going to go into the hovercraft.
Can I help?
Because now we're going into open ocean. We're going to world number 3. Over here, I'm going to finally explore this area. You've got vast open oceans. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to show this off. If you might have noticed that little ledge area, kind of where the big log was, that's actually over here. Because if we come down here, we got a little shore area. I like this. There's a life raft over here. That's really cool. I don't think you can hop down this area. But this is just like a little ledge area. There's nothing special about right here. It's just here for you to have a good view of the ocean if you want to look out. I like how there's like this little murky stuff out in the ocean, but if you... Can I actually hop off? No, I don't think I can. Can I? Can I hop off? No, I can't hop off. Oh, well, I tried. Alright, let's go to the ocean. Or, well, before we do that, let's look at the beach area, which was over here. This shows how many trophy races you have done. Yeah, just so we have 2 done, and we still have the other 2 done, or got to do. There's the lighthouse right here, which has no significance, it's just for decoration. Kind of cool though, right? I like it. Every beach needs a lighthouse. Before we look over here, I think that murky water was over here. There's murky water somewhere around here. I don't know, we'll see it later. Anyways, over here, World 3 requires, if I can back up, slowly, so we can have the door close on us. Thank you. Come on, door, you gonna close? Close, yep. 10. You need 10 balloons to enter this area. So long, Bumper. We now need Diddy's friend to help us out. We've got Conker, the squirrel here. Conker, his top speed is a little past the medium mark of the top speed. His acceleration is right in the middle, so he's pretty good for that. And his handling is a little shy from the middle area. So, an alright character, I say. Sherbet Island, as you can tell, is you're going to be using the hovercraft a lot. There's the door to the challenge area, which let's go have a look at. Have a look at this. Dark Water Beach, TT Challenge. You must find a key, yada yada yada. Somewhere here on the Sherbet Island's racetracks. Well, let's go check the first one, shall we? This is Whale Bay.
Whale Bay. Get ready. Go!
Alright, Sherbet Island's races are mostly going to consist of you using the hovercraft. There will be races with the cars, but aside from that, you're going to be in hovercrafts. If you go over here, the whale should appear out from the ground, and you can access a little shortcut on top of this boat. One thing you should note about the hovercraft, you got to be careful if you want to use the special boost, because if you don't, or if you do, your acceleration drops to a tremendous amount after you use it, so be careful. So we have a little shortcut over here if you want to take it, but if we go over here, we have a boost area, a zipper. Got some more bananas around here, which should lead you right to some weapons if you need some. Some of the blue balloons are kind of in the off-side areas, but this world is actually pretty good. I kind of like this world. Sherbet Island races are really fun. So we're going to go take the shortcut again. You can also hop. If you want to hop up right before you hit the boat, otherwise you kind of do like a little nudge. But with that, let's finish this race off already. Cool. And why not? Let's do one more race. Now, technically the next area is technically Crescent Island, but I like going to Pirate Lagoon next, even though it's technically the third race. I like kind of just going in this order. There's kind of a reason why I do Pirate Lagoon. I'll show that off probably in a later video, but for now, let's go. Okay, Pirate Lagoon! Whoa, Diddy, you just rocketed out of nowhere. This area, for it not really having any kind of pirates, you got a little sandcastle cave area you kind of go through. Over here we got some boosts, and we got a pirate ship just sticking out of the water. Who knows how long that's been there. It's got green mold all over it, so it's been there for a while now. This is the other race with the hovercraft. As I mentioned, there's only two here. So this race course doesn't really have, well, it had a shortcut that we kind of took already. So I'll show off, well, we kind of already saw it. So let's go take the non-shortcut. So over here. Yeah, see, it's got like green mold all over that ship. Oof, poor buddy. Anyways, this is the pathway they want you to take, to kind of go over the loop here. But if you saw that boost with the blue balloon, that's the shortcut you want to take. That lets you skip the corner area. So it's just a quick way to, if you got to get ahead of these guys, just take that boost, and you also get a blue balloon for it, so helps you out too. So you want to grab this one here, and it's right here. Take that, and there we go. And we almost overlapped some of the racers. There's already, like, I think that was Tip Top we saw? I think? I don't know. Anyways, that's this race done, and I think we're going to call it quits here. So next time on Diddy Kong Racing, after we get this balloon, we will see what else there is on Sherbet Island. I'll see you guys in the next part.